Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurul Masita binti Jeffrey and I'm going to present about photometry. First of all, what is photometry? Photometry is the words based on Greek words. Photo means light and metry means measure. It shows that the basic purpose of a photometry is to measure the light, and in the study of astronomy, it is to measure the light of celestial objects such as stars, galaxies, and planets. Photometry is a branch of science that deals with measurement of the intensity of light and also the practice of using a photometer. It is used the idea of how humans observe the brightness of stars using naked eye. Photometry was first invented in 1836 by the British astronomer John Frederick William Herschel. Lastly, photometry also used to get information on structure, distance, temperature, and luminosity of the astronomical objects that is measured. This is the picture of photometer, and photometer is the basic of photometry. So the basic concept of photometry is we have our light source that is being observed through a lens, and then the light that is observed is being divided into its own wavelength, producing a light spectrum, and then being measured by photometer. And in astronomy, our light source is a planet, star, and also galaxy, and our lens is telescope. The importance of photometry. First, to measure brightness of celestial object. Measuring brightness of celestial object is the main importance of photometry. From this, many information on celestial objects can be studied. Photometry is utilized by applying filter to restrict certain wavelength to go through it and allowing other desired wavelengths through. Next, to examine the behavior of supernova. From a light curve of supernova, rapid rise and slow fade, known as the decay of supernova, can be known. Next, study the chemical compositions of star. The amount of light emitted by star at specific wavelength measured, and that correspond to the emission lines produced by heated chemical elements. Therefore, what the star made from can be studied. Measure temperature of celestial object. A hot star or any other celestial object will emit a lot of light in the blue portion of spectrum, which have relatively energetic wavelengths, and a cold celestial or object or stars will mainly emit red light, which is less energetic wavelength. By using a photometer to measure the amount of light emitted at blue and red wavelength, temperature can be estimated. Lastly, to measure the age of celestial objects. Next, the evolution and advancement of photometry. As time passed, photometry went through many different phases of development, starting from using naked eye, followed by using photographic photometry, until using an electronic device or called photoelectric photometry to measure brightness. Photometry also could measure any kind of light, ranging from fluorescence to light absorption, rather than only visible light in its early invention. At 130 before Christ, Hipparchus used a system called magnitudes to show how bright a star is. And then, in 17th century, due to the existence of telescopes in the astronomy field, many fainter stars were discovered. In 1836, British astronomer John Frederick William Herschel invented a photometer. Herschel invented a photometer, which is first called as astrometer, that allowed the observer to visually compare the brightness of stars using a scale based on the reduced telescopic image of the moon. It was the first true photometer that was invented. In 1839, French astronomer Dominique Francois John Arago proposed the design of new photometer. The design is using photographic principle. His goal was to eliminate the role played by the observer in determining the brightness of an object by rendering the technique completely objective. Next, in 1844, is a series of experiments for Arago in which a photometer was coupled with a daguerreotype, conducted by French physicists Jean-Bernard Léon Foucault and Armand Hippolyte-Louis Fizeau. It took until 1885 for photographic plates to be systematically used in photometry. In 1856, Norman Robert Pogson suggested using the ratio of brightness. In 1910, American astronomer Charles Edward Pickering found a solution to the problem of saturations. He proposed to measure the amount of light passing through the object's image on the plate rather than its diameter. In 1916, American astronomer Harlan True Stetson invented the first photometer that operated in this principle, and most modern photometers work in the same way. In early 1940s, astronomical photometry was widely explored in sensitivity and wavelength range, and in 1950s, UBV system was introduced by Harold L. Johnson and William Wilson Morgan. Thank you.